Go. Hey, these guys are getting reckless here. Somebody screwed up. So on that pin at 4, right before it released and took off here, look at this. TRF 7,000 shares. And then another 7,000 between bid ask. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. You can do better than that. Then look what happens. There's your big high frequency trading program trying to hold the line. Burst basket, top to bottom, trying to hold the line, trying to ping pong. And finally, despite even more burst basket and trying to hold the line, and even more burst basket and trying to hold the line, and even more, and then below the bid, despite all of it, they got cracked. They got cracked. They got cracked. They got cracked. And now, here we are, session high. No more crickets and tumbleweeds.
Woo! What's up, guys? How we doing tonight? Whoa! What a day, man! I don't know. Are you guys excited? I think it's a good day to be excited. So much going on. I'm loving it. How many we got in here already? Already 100. I love it. This is awesome. And Rumble, what's going on over there? Let me call you guys out. You guys get ignored a lot. What's going on? R1971. Sittler, Henry, what's up? And Nate Dogg in the house. And then let's see over on YouTube. Kim Wiley, numero uno tonight. What's going on? Rosie Gray. It's been a while, Rosie. How you doing? Jojo, what's up? 1230. Kim Wiley, Toe Cramp, Country Computers, Steve Bernard, Jasper Reed, CR Sports Cards, Heidi Moga. What's going on? Refreshing for an hour waiting for the live. Wow. Well, that's high praise. Thank you, Heidi. Appreciate that. Charlie, Danny Gigal, Kathy, Troy Man, Derek Call, Chad C, Pedro Rod. What is going on? Stony Bones, Easy, Tina Trade, Pat Shagoya. Just what you haven't even watched yesterday's yet? What's up with you, man? I thought we were bros. Frank Anastasio, Aaron Salentine. Double the GameStop price. Whew. I mean, the setup's there. Let's see where it goes. Steve Petchke, Charlie M, Pedro Rod. I didn't see the shill on Bam's call today. I wasn't able to fully listen to the whole thing, but he likes to. They like to go in on him, and he calls them out. It's always interesting. Did you guys see Bam's video? Is awesome. I mean, he's been doing us so much good stuff. It's we're very fortunate he's been jumping in our community. Man, Corey, I know. Listen, I got to get a hold of William. I feel bad for the guy. He's had a rough time. Randy Atwell, what's up? Stony Bones, Donkey, Gerald Kramer, Ace, Fox, Aaron Fox Hunter, Ambrose, my main man, what's up, buddy? Sliver, Kit Kittredge got called out by Junkie. What happened? You got called out, Kit? That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, guys, we got, obviously, you guys know why we're here tonight. We got to talk about Finger. Tonight's video is Finger centric, and that's hard for me to do because there's so much crazy news going on in the world. Amazing news. Trump's foreign policy speech today is going to go down as one of the all-timers. But listen, we got to talk about what's most important in the moment, and that is the fact that I think we're at the beginning of a massive short squeeze here. This feels different. This looks different. I've been talking to the people who have been in this for even longer than myself, and they're all saying this is different this time. Different than 2 years ago when we ran to 7. Moving in after hours like it never has. FingerMotion is awake and fiery, and it really it's kind of incredible how it's all coming together. It really is. And like Bam showed you on this video, I mean, they tried to attack nonstop. They did not want us passing 4, and we just wouldn't let them get below 398 until we smashed through and closed at 438, and then got back up to 5, got up to 5 in after hours. And all the shills are coming out. I mean, look what has happened in the last month, guys. A month ago, we were at 130. And this is just spiking, and it's just now getting really spicy. I mean, this is exactly what we wanted. This moving up slow and steady until we break them. It's as beautiful and textbook as anyone could ask for. It's getting very fancy. Yeah, 555 and after hours at one point, just unbelievable. Listen, guys, I don't know what's going on with William. I haven't talked to him in a while. I love William. I don't get to watch him a lot as he's on while I'm at work, but I greatly care about William. He's a good dude, and I know he's been having a hard time. And so, William, if you're watching, I love you, and I hope you're doing all right. But thoughts to you always. Apollyon says, different because the shorts are out of gas and collapsing on the weight of FTDs. Fidelity pretty much proved that. Absolutely. Listen, I tried to put in an order on Fidelity today. I was on the phone for over half an hour. I couldn't get an order in because they were so busy, and then I had to jump through hoops, one to the guy to the other. And by the time I finally got somebody, it was closed after 4:00. And so, anyways, and I had some stuff I had to do. I just couldn't stay on that long. So, Kathy says, BAM's price considerably different than Ham's. How do we gauge the top? Great question. BAM's model does not account for squeezes. That's all there is to it. BAM accounts only for the trading. And but he is the first to say that it's absolutely possible. So I won't worry about it. The differentiation. You're getting two different viewpoints of people who see things one way and see things the other. They're seeing the same thing from different perspectives. BAM is offering his expertise from the technical side. Ham is giving us his expertise from the street side. It really all can work together. They are working together. They love each other. They're getting along. Pedro's in there as well. Pedro's a little bit of both. And it's amazing because you get to take all this information from these geniuses, these Wall Street geniuses, and you get to make your own decisions and you get to make your own plans. And I can say they all agree on one thing, and that is that Finger is an absolute monster, and it is wrecking shop right now. So that's what matters most. Okay. Blake says, is it finally time? Listen, there's no guarantee on timing or pricing. I'm not telling you guys either one of those. All I can tell you is that this is different than it's been. This is the best it's ever looked. This is the most exciting it's ever been. The way it's moving is astonishing. And I can tell you that the price, as far as it goes, guys, I mean, nothing would surprise me that's high. I mean, actually, I take that back. I would be shocked if we don't see triple digits at the minimum. And at the highs, Ham's much smarter than me on this. So if Ham says it could break 3,000, if it really breaks out, he would know. Okay. He would know. So listen, all right, I got plenty to go through, guys, and we are, as I said, it is all focus on Finger tonight. So we just got to do this because I need to make sure everybody knows everything I'm seeing and hearing, and we can put it all together so we're prepared just in case this actually takes off and melts faces. I mean, we could be looking at with the people we have in this. I've done the story of Finger a million times, so I'm not going to go the whole story again. But you guys know it. We've been here before. We've been here a while. Okay. Finger was very unexciting most of last year, and that's okay. It gave us time to prepare. We had to get through an election. Okay. But now we're here and things are getting so spicy. But again, Finger has the shareholders are way more educated than anything that happened in 2021. We know what we're doing. We've been prepared for this. All right. So you take all that, you take the fact that there's a smaller stock, a smaller company, hedge funds can buy in, getting excited, and then the short that's been carrying on for years and years and years in this, and the hundreds of millions of naked shorts. By covering this, the setup is there to be the best squeeze for retail we have ever seen. That's the way it is. And I'm just saying, there's no guarantee we get there, but the setup is incredible. And I'm blessed to be a part of this ride. And I think we're all about to be very blessed. Matthew Parker with $100. Man, brother, thank you so much. $100 donation through Super Chat says the shills are out. Stephanie, I love you. I don't see who Stephanie is, but I'm glad you love her, and I called it out for you. Matthew loves Stephanie. Joni loves Chachi. Thank you, Matthew. You're amazing, man. I greatly appreciate your generosity. You are a great friend. I very appreciate it. Okay, guys, let's get moving through this stuff. This is incredible. By the way, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I greatly appreciate the support. Means a lot to the channel to grow. And if you want more, like tomorrow night's a members live. If you want to get in the members live, if you want to get on the Discord, you got to join the channel. There are two ways to do it. You can either hit that join button on YouTube. If that gives you trouble, say you're on an Apple device, there's a couple ways. You can go through your browser, or you can go in the description, go to the Patreon link, and join for $5. You'll immediately get into the Discord, and we'll get you into the members lives. Okay? All right. Kit Kittredge says, volume dictates they are not closing yet. They're only adding to their pain, as at least 200 to 300 major price appreciating to start for May days. Absolutely. And we're going to cover how we're really just getting started here as well. What's up, Crypto? Oh, we're ready. I mean, Brett says, do you know how many boxes of Franzia you can buy with $100? I think it's around six. I think that was half of Kamala's $1.2 billion campaign fund was on Franzia. So it helped lower the price. So thank you for that. The massive buys. Alan Krentz with the 10 memberships. Alan, thank you so much. I'm sure everybody who is receiving them is very excited to get those at the moment. D. Croteau is in. Michael Haight, welcome in. And some newbies I'm seeing. Welcome to the membership, guys. Happy to have you, including Stephanie Bridges. Is that your Stephanie, Matthew, that you love? Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Alan. That's very generous of you. Very appreciated. Thank you so much, you guys. This is all going to help also with until Finger runs for me to get my wife a new vehicle, which we're working on, as you guys well know. Okay, but that's not why you're here. You guys want to see what's going on. So, great post right here. It says, Finger, remember everyone, the moment this gets over $5, plenty of institutional algos will start buying. Exactly right. They are not allowed to buy under $5, but we just crossed 5 in after hours. Tomorrow, if Finger stays above 5, all of a sudden, massive buying from hedge funds can begin. And my friends, that's something we got to be excited about. It says another bomb gets dropped on the shorts, basically. Then boom, Roth report, boom, earnings at the end of this month, boom, dividend news, boom, potential huge new contract. They just keep coming till checkmate. I got to say, guys, I really believe at this point with what we're seeing, we don't even need all this. We don't even need all this because right now there's so many buyers coming in and the pressure is catching them that it looks to me, I believe that this would keep moving even without all this. I really do at the moment. So even if we don't get these things, which we are due to get them this month, it's still going to be a massive month for Finger. Oh man, Aaron with 10 memberships. Thank you, Aaron, who got in. Stella Artois back in. Aaron Salentine back in. Jay Abrams, are you watching, brother? It's good to see you. Fozman and some other newbies. Welcome in, guys. Be sure to jump in the Discord. Thank you, Fox Hunter. You the man. You are the man. All right. Got to keep moving. There's a lot to go over. All right. We are currently at 0 shares available to borrow at 318%. 318%, guys. That's huge. Okay, that's crazy. And hold on. I gotta blow my nose. All right, I was feeling a little gunky. Much clearer now. Okay. So 0 shares to borrow at 318%. For reference, at its peak, at its $490 peak for GameStop, the the borrow percentage was about 148. We have now more than doubled that in Finger. Don't tell me that they don't have a problem. Tell them about the Discord. Yep. Excuse me, guys. I don't know what's wrong with me. All of a sudden, I got all this gunk coming up. Must not have been talking for a while. It all kind of stagnated until I got excited. But jump in the Discord. It's in the members area. Just click the link on the post. Okay. You guys can then jump in the Discord. The link's right there. And if I remember, I'll try to post it again later. Blake's Wellness says, tell Ham to get his friends to buy orders directly to the lit markets. Excuse me. Hold on a second. Jeez Louise. Listen, Ham's friends are the best of the best. They're going to know exactly how to get their orders in the right way. I telling Ham something and just make him laugh. Sorry, that's just how it goes. So, anyways, but yeah, this is huge, guys. The borrow fee where it's at. It's very clear that the real shorts are struggling. It is getting so expensive for them to hold on to this that I believe there was some noise today that the real shorts may have started covering today, which if that's true, it's just going to keep gapping up. And then it's probably going to break the naked shorts here soon too. So we got to hope that that's what's coming. All right. How do you know we're starting to see stuff? Because the legacy accounts at GameStop and AMC are starting to post, which means the shills are coming out. They started posting for the first time in Finger just before the after-hour pullback from the 540s. Don't think for a second these people didn't get paid an Arby's card to swoop in here and post FUD to set a narrative on a pre-planned sale. That's exactly right. Exactly right. These people are coming out. This guy, Travis something, is out there saying this is a FUD stock, pump and dump, is ridiculous. Nobody's ever talked about Finger before, despite the fact we have receipts going back 4+ years on X. We have my videos 2.5 years talking about Finger. I mean, come on. These guys are morons, and but they're clearly coming out and attack. Nobody could even say what they said with a straight face. It's insane. So, but why? Ask yourself why. And the answer is pretty obvious. Bar chart now has Finger up to an 80% buy. That's huge. That means regular investors watching for the big gainers, the ones they should jump in on, what the charts are telling them to do, are going to see this. More people will jump in. As a result, just 2 weeks ago, Finger was only a 40% buy. So as you can tell, it is running up quickly. The charts are agreeing with what we're seeing, guys. It's getting so spicy. KDC, what's going on? Says, let's go Finger. Been waiting a long time for this one. Amen. Yes, we have been. DJT's up after hours. We're going to talk about DJT a little bit here in a minute too. It all has so much to do with one another. Code Red for Life says, I contemplated earlier and it went up again. I had lost all faith in stocks last year. Listen, I think many people did, but we are in a new era and things are breaking out. Sliver says, if Finger runs on buying fresh bread, no more one day old. It's about moving up in the world, my friend. It really is. Toe Cramp, serious question. Do the naked shorts have to cover it all like an AMC and GameStop that they ever have to cover? Great question, Toe. Here's the deal. With the naked shorts, eventually it comes to the point where the pressure crushes them, because when they sell, when they create stuff out of thin air, those shares are still bought up by people. That creates pressure. They're not borrowing shares like the other guys, but they can still be margin called. They're still leveraged. It's still directed towards accounts. It's all going somewhere. Now they've always been able to move stuff around, but listen, there was some that got cut out before in GameStop and AMC. Why else would Ryan Cohen perfectly time it to run stocks last year at GameStop on two massive runs where it was going to break out easily, well over 100, back to back within the same month, within weeks of each other? Both times sold hundreds of millions of shares of dilution. Why? It's because he cut a deal. And in that deal, he was letting them get out. That's not the real short. The short interest that's recorded was not high enough to support that. No, they do have to cover. It just they usually don't get to the point where they have to. Usually they can push people out. Usually they can bankrupt the company. They have their ways of getting out, but when they're trapped, eventually the pressure catches up and they do have to cover. Matthew says, do you think they'll offer new strikes for June calls? I think I saw 7 for June, but I'm sure they'll probably up them. Yeah, I would expect it. Lee says, let the puppy run. Yeah, options are at 7 tonight. Yep. So it's happening, guys. Pollyann says the brokers entered a legal contract to provide customer with a share, not a counterfeit. Now it comes back to bite them 100%. That's absolutely right. By the way, we just passed 300 on the stream. Awesome. Thank you guys for watching. Please like or subscribe or both. And if you're on X or Rumble, please follow. I appreciate it very much. And then if you want more, like tomorrow night member live, join. There's ways to join in the description. All right, let's keep moving, guys. So we're starting to see a lot of these people who I love Frankie's stuff, seeing the opportunity for a gap up tomorrow. Finger, according to his charting, as a blue sky for 7 to 10 now. Looking forward for a great after hours trading and a gapper tomorrow. Well, we know in after hours it went from 4:30 up to 5:50, back down to 5, but closed at 5 tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then the setup, though, is looking for pre-market could be great tomorrow. If pre-market takes off, you can believe tomorrow is going to be a good day. The way they fought to stay away from 4 and then just couldn't hold it today, that should be hugely encouraging to everybody. Hugely encouraging. Now, there's always the possibility they find some money somewhere, they get a fund to help them. It's always a possibility temporarily, but everything's lining up for them not to be able to keep holding it in. We see Polish assassin Pedro showing us that Finger was actually trending on X today with 8,100 posts almost. I like the 888 actually. Maybe that's symbolic. 8 in numerology, biblical numerology, stands for new beginnings. So that's kind of fun. But anyways, regardless, Finger trending. This little stock, this little nothing stock, pump and dump, whatever, is flat out trending in business and finance on X. The word is spreading. We're not going to be so little anymore. I think more and more people are waking up and jumping in, which is exciting. We've never had that huge run-in on retail before. We've had, a couple runs that were great, but our community has been small for a long time. But we're starting to grow again. It's that excitement is moving through. Jake Neville says it went to 598 in after hours. I didn't see that, Jake. There might be another broker it went to 598 on. CNBC had it 555 at its high. That's the highest I've seen it. But maybe a 24-hour place saw that. I didn't know that. Canuck, not Canuck. Canuck 85 says in China 8 is a symbol of luck and wealth. So there you go. Media Junkie, don't worry. I'm getting to that. You're jumping the gun for me, friend. Charlie says, I'm so stoked for everyone. Stay true and believe. Lots of people here with tough battle scars from the past. We're so educated now. 100%. 100% we are. And listen, it's just like last year and the last 4 years with, what we went through with the election, Trump and everything. The true believers were rewarded. And, the best things in life come from persevering when it all looks the darkest. But thank you to Ham and other people like William who, kept telling the story for 2 years, kept telling us why there was still a possibility. And for most people right now, even if this doesn't run past 7 again, even if we get crushed in 2 weeks or a week and it all gets knocked back, we still had a winner right now and we still can see the problem. So it comes in phases, and this might be the one that finally breaks them, which is extremely exciting. Alan says, remember, every large brick wall can be destroyed by using the ask button. There you go. Brett says, did I see the Mendez brothers are going to be resentenced? Does that mean they're going to have to change the end of the cable? Oh my God, Brett. Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, nobody else saw the 598, so that's interesting. When's the Vegas party? Well, as soon as possible. William lost 120K last year on Finger. Oh my God. That would explain why he's upset. Okay, let's keep going. This is a great tweet by Bam. All right, you guys know Bam. He is the guy who understands the technicals of the market unlike anybody I've ever known. And he says he's comparing this meme short squeeze season to 2021. He says the main difference between the current 2025 May-June setup when compared to 2021 May-June setup is that this year predicts fewer tickers moving at the exact same time. In other words, instead of them all going up at once, he sees it rolling one after the other. 2025 looks like it's going to be more of a situation where a few tickers create spillover margin calls and force covering in unrelated tickers, but the dates are more staggered. Congratulations if you're in the early leaders like Finger. Guys, do you understand how exciting this is? Because we've talked about this. We've talked about this many times in the past, that the best case scenario, the way to make the most money, because not all of us have a lot we could have started with in this, okay? I have just over 1,000 shares of Finger. You guys are probably like, why so little after all this time? You're right. But you know why? Because life happened. I had to sell $2,000 worth of shares a month ago to get by. Bills are tough. The economy's tough. I have not been able to put much into this. Okay. So there's a lot of us who don't have a lot. And the best news for those of us who don't have a lot is that they're not all going to run at once. It's that we can go one after the other after the other. And what Bam's telling us is that's exactly what it looks like is about to happen. And we have this. I know that G-Bucks will run after this because there's going to be so much Finger money running into this. So if Finger blasts, G-Bucks will be immediately behind it. And then the next one I'm going after, because I believe is coming, is DJT. Because DJT is still going to be a monster. All right. And that monster might be, DJT is what, 26 right now, 27. That monster might be that it just hits 100, but that's still 4 times. And that means if you made 200,000 on this, well, then you just got it to 800,000 by jumping to DJT. That's how this money can move fast, how you can gain wealth fast if we're able to catch back to back. And that's been the dream. That is the best possible way to make a lot of money off these. So that's and Bam says that's exactly what his model is showing is going to happen. And you guys know from all this time, like especially the last month, that Bam is legit. Because I brought him back for an interview a couple weeks ago. Since then, he's been modeling some Finger stuff for us, and it's been amazing. It's been amazing to see. Yeah, see a lot of people in the same place I am. Kid says they can hammer on a short suspension. Absolutely. JCab, I'll share the Discord link to the members at the end. Okay. Aaron says William's still live. He's been on for 6 hours. Oh my God. God bless him. Alan Gallahoo for $50 super chat. Thank you so much, Alan. Says enjoying live report for a change. If Fingers now OTC, no halt expected. Lies are irrelevant. Amen to that. Here's the deal though on the OTC thing. And Alan, thank you so much for your generosity. I greatly appreciate it. It means a lot. It really does. It's not on OTC. They're lying to us. It was not delisted by the NASDAQ. So they're playing games. They're playing games. And here's how I know 100% that it's not on OTC. It's that you cannot buy calls or puts. You can't play options on an OTC stock. And so they have it's still they have the options still going, the options chain. And if the option chain is still going, there's just no way it could be delisted. So it's a lie. They are trying to push that stuff out on us that that Finger has been delisted. It's a complete lie. So just get ready for the games, guys. They're going to keep jumping up on us. It's already been crazy, and you know what? As crazy as it's been, we've just been crushing them, which is amazing. So Sergio says same thing. DJT after post-election halting, so frustrating. But our time will come. That's right. That's right. Media says as soon as DJT discloses crypto purchases publicly, it'll fly. Yeah. Oh, I agree completely. Scott Simpkins, welcome to the Basic ASOL membership. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. We will get you. We'll get you in the Discord. I'll send that link at the end to all the members again. It expires after a week anyway, so I think I'm like 2 days away from the last link expiring. So we'll get a new one up. Finger could have halts, but you know what's interesting, Jeffrey? We haven't seen halts on it yet. So that's interesting. Think about that. We were up 20% today. How is there no halts? Very interesting. Sliver had to sell 1,000 DJT to survive. So you feel me, Sliver. I get it. It's been tough, man. And I'm a blessed man. I have a solid job. I get to do this and on my free time. And, my family is blessed, but we're Americans living paycheck to paycheck too. And so sometimes we got to eat in those savings and it sucks, but we do it. And I believe we fight to get ahead, and eventually the insanity, the holding on when everybody else thought you were crazy and stupid will pay off. That's what I believe. And that's why I've stuck in FingerMotion this long. All right. More from Pedro. Says Finger gap and go tomorrow. He's seeing the possibilities of big jumps here. See the bid and the ask 20 cents apart. It could be. I think we really could see some soon. Frank Zara says halts trigger if rise and fall over a specific time. Yeah, you're right. But I do believe we've got at least 10%. I think it's 10% in 10 minutes minimum. So, but we've had portions of Finger in the last 2 weeks where there would have been a halt in most stocks, and it didn't happen in Finger, which is really interesting. So there are no halts outside market hours. That is correct. So if you're in after hours or pre-market, there will not be halts. Absolutely right. Thanks for that reminder, Kit. Look at this from Ham. Over 10,000 calls today traded with no puts. You think we're a little bullish on the stock? As for me, I like the stock. 10,000 calls with no puts today. That's nuts. That is crazy. So, man, I mean, you can't, the numbers tell the story. Remember last year, leading up to the election, a couple months before the election, I was constantly just showing you guys the numbers, the real numbers, okay, behind the scenes, the stuff that the media wasn't covering. And people would be like, it doesn't look good. Kamala's gaining steam. No, this is why we look at the data. We look at the actual trends of where stuff is. And what does the data tell us? The data tells us that there is nobody selling this stock. The data tells us that nobody is putting their money behind Finger going down. Why? Ask yourself why. This is people who know stuff. Okay. 10,000 calls doesn't get bitten up by regular retail investors. All right. So Aiden asked, do stop limits still trigger during halts? Great question. I don't know that one. I would imagine they do. And so stop limits could be very scary when you're dealing with a stock moving like this, especially if it goes a massive squeeze, because there will be volatility, guys. There will be volatility. We could see, these are just, I'm not making predictions, but for for demonstration's sake. Say it goes up to 300, it could go right back down to 225 real quick and then go up to 375. That's the kind of volatility we could see in a massive short squeeze if it's happening fast. And so that's where the stop limits could get very scary to use and have in. All right. So you want a major margin call and a halt, says Kit. Absolutely. You want them to have time to call it in and bust those guys and then come out of the halt and just roar up even more. So yeah, it gets fancy and pretty crazy. Aiden says GameStop had like 10 halts in one day. I remember a day when AMC had like 14 halts. It was nuts. So yeah, they'll mess with us. DJT. Oh man, DJT right before the election had a day. I think I counted 13 halts in the first like 2 hours of trading. It was crazy. So yeah, they'll bust them out if they have to. Ham says his friends at Morgan Stanley have a huge order. They smell naked short blood. And there you go. Now that's over 5. That's what they've been waiting for. If it's true, and I believe it is, he's got the Morgan Stanley people, JP Morgan, the Asia funds, they're waiting for it to break 5 because then they can really jump in. And that's when things could get really exciting. So what we want in pre-market, because right now, after hours, it closed at 5. We want in pre-market to hold above that 5 and just to be off to the races as soon as the bell rings. That's what I'm hoping for. And like Ham says right here, new to the stock, we are in the top of the first inning. So this really is just the beginning. That's what Ham believes. That's what I believe. And Ham knows this far better than I do. Bam's out there saying it, that he's watching. I love, and I covered this last night, but the way they've been messing with Bam's algorithm and his access, because he's been calling out their crap. He's been calling out the attacks ahead of time. He's been calling out all the areas of support, the next levels we're hitting. He is on top of it in a way that's really, really impressive. If you're not following Bam Investor yet on X, what are you even doing? The man he understands the meme stock game like no one else from a TA perspective. And so you got to be following him. And the way right now, watching him and Ham and Pedro, and then the rest of the community coming together, speaking to each other, going off, feeding off each other, getting that information out to everybody. It's amazing. It's amazing to watch. And it's one of the reasons I also think this time's different. Last time, Ham was just pushing, man, with all his might. And we got to 7 2 years ago. That was awesome. But it was different than this time. And I think a lot of that was led by once it started moving, by retail getting really excited. I think this time is a little different. I do. We have much more attention from smarter people, and then we have the funds coming in. So I think really good stuff is coming. I do. Sliver says, be careful selling too soon, especially if you have Fidelity, you won't be able to buy back an hour hold time. Yeah, it is a pain in the butt to get on Fidelity's phones, as I found out today. Brett says, I'll look at the Pelosi manual about volatility. I'm sure it's informative. See if Pelosi is trading finger, because then we know it'll just take off like crazy. It'll be nuts. Jerry asked, do we have our follow-up pile in stock? I believe most people after this will go to G-Bucks. But I talked to somebody tonight, a friend of mine, and who's been in this a long time as well, who has over 20,000 shares of Finger. And they made a great point that I hadn't considered. And he said that after this, Ham will have built so much credibility if Finger has a massive run, that all Ham has to do is call out another stock and we will mob it and we will make it run. And I believe that next one will be G-Bucks. And then who knows if we do one more. If not, then I'll be jumping over to DJT. So that's what I'm looking at. Big B, a lot more chatter around this time around, way more people involved. It is way more people. Retail ain't selling, says Pacholo. Pacholo. I like either way. I agree with you, man. They're not. Nobody's freaking out on this. This is very measured. We've been waiting for this for years. We're ready. I mean, we know what to do this time. This is not dumb money with GameStop. We're not going to be pushed off. We're not going to be scared. So it's it's kind of a perfect storm. And that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. Aiden says this happened with GameStop, but what happens with Shill start leading people straight? Well, that's the difference, Aiden. Remember with GameStop, and this is really important to remember. GameStop, a bunch of people jumped in and had no idea what the hell they were doing. It's just true. That is not who's been in Finger. Finger is people who have been around a long time, been pouring into this over 4 years, not just jumping in because it was popular, because Roaring Kitty's out there talking about it, because they see it running and it's a game chain that everybody knows about. No, there's no name recognition on Finger like that. So this is not dumb money, quote unquote, that's in Finger. These are people who've made time and done the due diligence to even find the stock in the first place. And then they've done their due diligence to learn over time. And so this is not the same as GameStop, not even close. There is not a single shill, and it drives them nuts. You can watch them on X. I love messing with them. Not one shill is leading anybody astray on Finger. They can't break us. They can't get through to us because they're used to throwing off people who don't know what they're doing. That's the opposite. This is the most educated community, retail community in stock trading there is, period. This community right here that's in Finger, that was in GTII, that's been in G-Bucks, in DJT, the most educated retail community of stocks you'll find anywhere. And what do I mean by retail? I mean people who aren't just trading, that are regular retail investors that are just trying to find a couple big stocks that they could put their money into and ride it and hope for a big win for their future and their family. Some of us are traders. I'm not, but some are. But I'm not talking about small communities of a bunch of traders in a Discord trying to jump in every stock every day. That is not what this is. This is like a GameStop retail community, but smaller and much more highly educated. And there is some crossover, but this group, and I can tell you that because I've been a part of it now for 2.5 years, these people are smart and they know what they're doing and they're ready. They're battle tested too. A lot of them came out of GameStop and AMC in the early days. And instead of licking their wounds, crying, running off, quitting, or instead of just saying, oh, I'm going to hang on forever no matter what. No, instead they said, I'm taking my money and I'm going to go win it back somewhere. And they did the work. And that's what this community is built on. And it's special and it's different because of that. It is. So you guys should be proud to be a part of it because I've met many of you at this point and I am always just amazed by how smart you guys are and how much I learn from this community. Even though I'm the one up here on the camera doing the videos, I'm learning from you guys too. You're amazing. You really are. I love this community, and this community is going to get a win. It's going to get a huge win. I know it's going to happen. It's absolutely going to happen. So this is way different than GameStop, and because of that, along with other things, I believe this has the potential to be a much bigger play than GameStop when it's all said and done. Winged Wolf says, I was on the phone with Fidelity today as well. They're so con about my well-being that they won't let me buy Finger online. Phone order only because they're concerned about pumping up. I know, it's so stupid. It's so ridiculous. So ridiculous. Hey, please please like and subscribe, guys. 350 watching. That's the most in a while. So appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for the support. Like, subscribe, please, and consider joining if you might. Yeah, you might like being a part of the Discord where we are going through these trades, watching Finger in real time. People, the information moves fast in the Discord, and it's amazing. It's a great place to be. Plus, lots of people are making great relationships in there, becoming friends. We're about 300 now in the Discord, and it's awesome. It's an awesome place to be. And I think everybody is in there would agree. Your mom says you're special too. That's what I'm about, man. Reinforcing Mama Bear. Rosie says, imagine the short stock squeeze in GTI's grand finale. That's true. if GTI gets started trading again, merged with AI Versity, and say starts trading in June and July, and we're all cashed up, you better believe we're going to make GTI blow up. That makes we're going to get payback there too. Alan Krentz says, "Don't be LeBruce of Braveheart or King Edward saying they settled for less." Exactly, we're not settling for less. Best content on YouTube. Thank you, media. That means a lot, man. Thank you so much. All right, let's keep going. Finger, just a good reminder that Ham has the receipts. Here's my post on GameStop February 2020, a year before it ran. My report to the regulators in Abu Dhabi. I think I know my shit. This is GameStop on steroids. He says Finger is GameStop on steroids. Here's his case study, just in case anybody forgot or doesn't remember. But yep, Ham called it out. GameStop ahead of time. He saw it. He was the first writing reports on it, getting people to buy in when it was very low, like $3. He started getting people in, saw what was coming, and in his opinion, he thinks Finger way, way stronger. XRQ, can I explain the trading taking place on GTI? It's expert markets. It's people who have are in funds, have tons of money, and have special trading privileges. That's it. It's very few people can trade GTI right now because it's on the expert market. So, which is lower than the pink sheets, lower than OTC. Ace Holes. There you go, Big B. Northern Nice Guy says Finger's using its AI to help traders. It's using its AI? How so, Northern? Could you explain that? So now it says a majority of Finger shares today were counterfeit. Absolutely, it will. Norton says GTI will use Finger's AI in its traders verse. Interesting. I haven't heard anything about that, Northern. So, but I'd love to see a breakdown on that. All right, let's keep moving. All right, so Bam posts this. He says, because collateral damage has always been a dynamic that I track, this huge move may prove to be a tremor signaling additional tremors leading to an eventual earthquake. He's talking about the meme stock move coming in June and or May and June. It says, my meme models see what's coming. I track the elephant's footprints, and history tells us not to ignore moves like this, no matter how obscure the ticker. What do you think he's talking about there? What's an obscure ticker that only a few of us have been talking about? Finger, baby. Patience is key, but I'm getting the green light to build positions in a whole list of tickers in anticipation of a late May, June event. Remember, he's comparing this to the meme stock jump, meme stock explosion of 2021. Bam thinks something huge is coming. Also think in terms of brush fires and high winds. The naked short firefighters can only move so fast and put out so many fires before totally losing control. Pay attention to the tickers they deploy the most resources to fight against. Again, Finger, baby. And I would say you could put DJT in that list right now too. Stair-step algos carry a powerful message. It's a sign they're most afraid of that particular fire. And he tags Finger at the end. Guys, my friends, coming from Bam, I've been following Bam a long time. I have never seen him say the stuff he's saying since he's found Finger and seen what they're doing in Finger. He believes like this is very special. Something huge coming. Country Sofa says, would the dividend set this off? We should have had that back in December. It's possible, but it's also, we also might not need it. So we're going to see what happens. Julio, I love it. Quote Job. Intense book of Job. Says, evil people may have piles of money and may store away mounds of clothing, but the righteous will wear that clothing and the innocent will divide that money. Yeah, wealth transfer, baby. Kit Kittredge, when you see the real shorts tripping over themselves for the exit in volume, that's next. Rates are high for huge short seller demand and low borrow availability. This is desperation losing in real time. Absolutely. We watched it. Imagine being on their side and pulling out the attack they did today. They did not want it to cross 4. They fought and fought and fought. I watched it for almost an hour. Hit 4, go right back down to 399. Hit 4, go down to 397. They could not get it below 397. and it kept going between those 3 cents for almost an hour, and then we punched through 4 and then look back. Beautiful. We're just crushing these people. What's up, Lyrical? It has been crazy. Jeff Loeffler sold Finger to buy G-Bucks to get the dividend. What do you think? I think you can't go wrong either way right now, Jeff. You got to follow what you feel is best. G-Bucks to get the dividend could be excellent. It really could. I think if you're still in the game of Finger, in my personal opinion, I don't have financial advice, but my personal opinion, I would just make sure you have something in Finger, and then you can win either way. So there's that. You could get recorded for the G-Bucks dividend, then you could sell G-Bucks after if you want to jump back and figure. There's ways to do this. So Peter Joy needs a new pair of shoes. I hear you. Dirty Red, greetings. Sorry to tune in. Do we have a Bear Raid Friday due to options expiration? I don't know. That's a great point. If I will tell you, will they plan one? 100%, I can guarantee it. Will they be able to pull it off? That is the question. I don't know. They might not be able to. They have been stuck. We've watched it. How many attacks in the last 2 weeks have they tried and it just didn't hold? I mean, it's been amazing watching the strength in Finger right now. And now that we're breaking past 5, the big boys can jump in. So I don't know if they'll be able to get it down. Okay, I don't know. And then jumping off of Bam's post where he's just calling out like this is about to be a wildfire of meme stocks breaking out. The beginning being Finger, and then we got like Frank Nez posting stories like this. Expert, he's not talking about BAM, predicts massive panic will trigger short squeeze across the market. So we're seeing so much volatility in the markets right now that it's impacting them all over the place. It's messing them up, and it's making it very hard for them to get what they need to attack this down. On the other side too, behind the scenes, we don't know what's going on in the SEC yet with new leadership. As far as we know, Paul Atkins on the SEC, he might be starting to investigate some of these guys behind the scenes. He might not be allowing them to pull the same tricks they pulled before. This is a much, much different situation than we've been in the past. And I can tell you by what Trump's been out there doing, he doesn't give two craps if retail it gets a wind that could blow up the markets temporarily. He doesn't at all. He already blew up the markets once on his own this year. So you think he cares if we do it? I really don't. He knows it'll be temporary, so he's not worried about it. He just doesn't care. So we have leadership in charge who is willing to toss their wrenches in, break things up, and make sure it's all different this time. So really, really exciting. Will we get a perp walk after all this? There's no way to know. Jeff says still has 700 Finger, and there you go. You're still in the game, and that's the only thing I would suggest. It's not financial advice, but it's my opinion. That as long as you're still in, you're good. Tocram says they couldn't get anything to hold today. Before today, they could to an extent. That's right. Today was definitely the least power they've ever shown since I've been watching. Has Bam said anything on G-Bucks? Yeah, he said he saw a zone of strength coming into May and June, which means it should be moving up. He said he saw that it could be hitting up to 7. But again, he doesn't chart short squeezes. If G-Bucks is moving up to 7 and we get a massive win in Finger, you better believe so much money is going to come into G-Bucks that it'll pop that off as well. Lyrical says too much pressure with Fingers. They lose days because Fingers earnings and dividend. They have a mess in the new SEC. Absolutely. Renaissance. Do I think it'll go to 3,500? Is there a number that makes more sense to me? I'll tell you, Renaissance, where I'm at on Finger with numbers. I think all the numbers, even the big ones, make sense. The only thing I'd say is it's hope for the best, prepare for the worst. I can make many cases why Finger could run to $2,000, $3,000. It's not hard to make. It's a very strong case. You can make it. You can put in the numbers, and based on what we know, and it doesn't take long to get there. the question is there's a million variables that we don't know when it's actually squeezing, when people will sell, how much they'll push on it, whether finger, which I don't think they'll do this, but whether or not they dilute in the middle of a squeeze, like Ryan Cohen did. There's a million things we don't know. I'm not saying those things will happen. I don't think Finger will do that. I don't think Martin Shen would do that to people who've been waiting for this for so long. But there's still a lot of power out there and a lot of money that's interested in keeping it down below that. That being said, we've seen stocks go up there. So it's absolutely possible. So I would hope for the best and prepare for the worst. In my opinion, though, I don't see any way this doesn't make at least triple digits of some sort. So it's still going to be a massive squeeze one way or the other. Aaron says he saw a ChatGPT showed Finger go to 8,000. Yeah, I mean, it's there, you know. Toe, running those high numbers would require the majority holding out that long, which most people won't. Well, yes and no. It would require people holding, but not everybody. But it would also require people buying at crazy prices. And that's the thing we don't know. Lou video in the Discord, perfect for this. There you go. Was a Finger 3,500 picture I showed earlier a target amount? I wouldn't call it a target amount, but it is what Ham is saying is possible. He's saying, based on everything he's seeing, he thinks it could go that high. I don't know if a target's the right word, though, because a target it means that that's what somebody's aiming for or expecting. I don't know if that's what Ham's saying. Wish the shorts would pull your finger, smell the rocks cooking. I love it. I love it. All right. And this is happening as well, guys. So Anson Funds is caught up, and we know Anson is definitely involved in G-Bucks and Finger. It says DOJ going to be going public with charges very soon. MOA is scrambling to find some sort of restitution or settlement to get out of this. None of the options being offered is without jail time, and numbers floated 5 to 10 years. We've heard from reliable sources Anson will not be fighting the charges as authorities have the funds securely on wire fraud charges. The only thing Anson can do is a deal, and that means rolling over on various people and entities. We have been told no matter who Anson rolls over on, the fund is finished. Anson Funds, guys, in big trouble. Going down and about to name names to cut a deal. Guys, that is the biggest shorter in G-Bucks. And it's a major name that's going to spill over into other things that could affect Finger as well. So there is stuff happening. There is stuff happening. And it's all going to add up because it's all affecting all of this stuff, guys. So listen, I don't know how we're going to gap up tomorrow. I don't know what it's going to look like. But I believe tomorrow could be a really good day. I have a feeling if in pre-market, if we're seeing 550, 560, $6, I think then tomorrow we could have a gap day where we maybe break $7-8. I think it's very possible. I also want everybody to be prepared that maybe, just maybe, I'm not predicting this, but we've seen it before. So just be ready that maybe they're able to pull off an attack tomorrow and just get us down a little bit. We've had so many green days in a row that it would not be that painful if we had one red day. Because remember, a short squeeze is going to go up and down. I mean, look at this. You could basically say this started squeezing down here because it's been really strong movement upwards. We were up almost 500% from a month ago, almost a month ago to the day, 415. And you just see up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So a down day, guys, if we have one, it's just an opportunity for more people to accumulate. And as long as that happens, as long as nobody's selling, it's gonna pop. So we're there. So if tomorrow's not amazing, don't be discouraged. But I think tomorrow is actually, to me, it looks like there's a lot of momentum that tomorrow could be a really good day. Brett says, you mean stocks go down in price? Never heard of such a thing. Really? You're in the wrong community because that's mostly what we've seen. They have a sleepless night to plan their attack. There you go. And it's only Tuesday. Miles says his buddy went to school with Moaz. Loser named his fund after the band Hanson. No way. Is that where it came from, the Hanson? Oh, that's so dumb. Bop. That's hilarious. Yeah, push Finger 250. We all buy more. Oh, yeah. Kit says, let them attack. We go higher. Amen. Absolutely. Although you kind of sound like Michelle Obama right there. I don't think you wanted that, Kit. That's not. I know that's not your favorite. Anyways, all right, guys. Hey, that's the report for tonight. All finger tonight. That's how excited I am. That's how big a deal I think this is right now. So be ready. Have your plans, and just be ready for anything. We could cross 10 tomorrow. We could get knocked down to 4 tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen, but I can tell you that something special is happening right now, and I believe it's just the beginning. I really do. So be ready. Well, we might finally be here. We might have finally crossed the line and started that glorious day we've all been hoping for. This might finally be the beginning. So obviously, I'll be reporting on it every night, but that's not enough. If you really are into this and want to know what's going on, please follow on X, follow Ham, Bam, Pedro, myself. Get in the Discord if you're a member, because that's so much good information going on there. And yeah, so before I go, please subscribe if you're new to catch this every night and any other updates I might do during the day, quick updates. So subscribe for that. Follow if you're on X. And listen, again, I just want to say thank you. Somebody else donated to my wife's car fund today after that crash we were in. So again, thank you for that. All your guys' support's been amazing. To everybody who gave tonight and gave members, awesome. Consider joining if you want to get in the Discord, but definitely like and subscribe on the way out. I appreciate it. So let's do what we always do, guys. Prayer got us here, and prayer is going to get us through it. So let's end in a prayer as always. So Heavenly Father, thank you for today. God, I pray for wisdom in this season because we're going to need it, especially if things start moving fast. So I pray that we all make the best decisions that'll benefit ourselves, our families, and going forward, God, that this could be the time of prosperity. And I actually pray that it is. I'm asking that this is it. We finally get the time when it all comes together and we get that breakthrough we've been fighting for years now, and start seeing justice in not only in the markets, but in our wallets and our households. So I pray for that, Lord. I also thank you for everything President Trump and the administration are doing. I pray for protection for them and wisdom for them in everything they're doing. I pray for our country, God, that you continue to bring it back on the right track, and so we can truly enter a golden age. And I pray for everybody in this chat. I thank you for them. I thank you for their willingness to just fight for years, and their boldness. And everything I've learned for them. I thank you for that. So bless them, Lord. Bless those that need healing. Bless those that just whatever their needs are. Be with them. Give them peace. And pray that tomorrow is a good day for all of us. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Love you guys. You guys are amazing. I will see members tomorrow night. You guys look forward to it. I will post a new, fresh Discord link in the members area so you guys can jump in. All right. Have a great night, guys. And hey, good luck to us all. God bless. Take care.